everybody, welcome back to the Mount Tammany Ridge channel. As you can see in the earlier part of the video, I was tinkering with some chain, and what I have here is a old CB radio magnet for a roof mount, and it's not any use to me these days, so I repurposed it and made a magnetic, basically it's a chain link plumb bob that we're going to be using this weekend for a pasture fence that we're going to be doing some replacement. So we got to put a bunch of posts in, and we're using this not only as a plumb bob but also doubles as a depth gauge. And my father's just out here helping me kind of determine what kind of target depth we wanted to be able to push these posts down in. And between his math from recollection of previous years of us putting posts in the ground, he was able to come up with a number of about 60 inches of post is what we're hoping to have above ground. So after we plunge the post into the ground, the remaining 4x4 out of the ground, we want it to be about 60 inches. So it just so happens to turn out that between the magnet mount from the old CB and all the links and one horse stall guard and one carabiner, the very bottom of that carabiner is 60 inches. I don't know how it worked out that way, but it did, and I'm not exactly upset because that just makes it easier. So basically I just need to come around, pop this other stall guard off, and we're set. So tomorrow we're going to have the camera in and out of the project. I probably won't have it rolling for too long. There might be a little bit of a time-lapse portion of it. We'll have to see how things go. We are the type of people, once we put our head down and get going, it would be very easy for us to forget about the camera. So hopefully that doesn't happen, and hopefully my folks will be patient with me and let me hop in and out as I see opportunities to get good angles or whatever. So that's going to be it for tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Good morning, everybody. We're back down here in the pasture this morning. We got all the post markings laid out. We ran a long string, and we got all these posts all the way down, all the layout done. Everything's good. So I'm about to set you guys up on the camera, let you guys watch some time lapse of us pushing these posts in. Now let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what we got going on here. All right, so those are the big boulders that we're gonna have in the bucket. That's gonna help push them posts down the ground. And what we usually use, and you'll see it, it's all the way down there with my father right now in the machine, but yeah, we have a spud bar, and it's got a large round flat disc on top, and we push down with the bucket on that and drive the spade tip down into the ground to make a pilot hole to help that post navigate as straight as possible. So sometimes it doesn't work, only because of maybe a root or a rock, which is entirely possible here with rocks. So we'll bring you guys along. You can see some of the dots we have laid out in a nice straight line next to the old fence. That way we can put these posts up, still have the old fence intact. That way we don't have to worry about if one of the other pasture fences fail and a horse gets out into this one overnight. We don't have to worry about them having a great escape. So let's get this machine fired up, get all staged, and you guys can kind of watch. We're going to be working from afar initially, and we'll work our way closer and closer. Definitely a rock in there. Alright, so what we got going on here is a few of these posts have been giving us a little trouble with twisting as we drive them down in, and they're going to try to pull it back out with the tractor and a strap and see if, I don't know, maybe we can reset it or something. But we've been able to get a few of them to snap back into a straight line here, as far as you know, not rotating as we're, of course, looks like their rigging is a little lack thereof. But yeah, we've had to pull these out before. You know, maybe throw the spud bar down the hole, see if we can knock a rock or something out of the way. That's usually what the culprit is. Either that, or when you sharpen the tip of a post, if you don't get the sharpening, I should say, I guess, lack of better words, symmetrical, all four sides. You know, sometimes it'll act kind of like a drill bit and want to kind of wander. So, but yeah, anywho, so that's what we got going on here. Mixed results on the chain. You know, using it as a plumb bob. I think the results might be a little bit better. You know, my father, his vision is unfortunately awful these days. He's got a lot of medical issues that lead to his vision issues. So, you know, that being a pretty major factor in, you know, in what we got, you know, going on here. But you know, I'm the only one who knows how to operate the skid steer, so I'm kind of stuck in here instead of me being out there. There's just not enough of me to go around. So anywho, we're gonna get back at it. We're gonna get this thing popped out one way or another, and we'll see you guys a little bit. All right, everybody, so we are done with what we had planned to do today, and I'm gonna try to keep the sun behind me here. I've probably got behind me, oh, I don't know, another 25 feet of posts behind me, but the sun's in that direction, so I'm not even gonna bother facing the camera that way. But as you can see, I mean, some of these posts here are going to be at different depths. One, because some of them are repurposed posts. Two, some of them are basically the setting of the post was basically stopped due to rocks or, you know, some sort of obstruction in the ground. Most likely rocks. So, and you know, some of these posts are also rough sawn, and they are actual 4x4s. A lot of these posts are what you would get, say, at Home Depot or your local lumber yard, where they're not true 4x4s. So, you know, that being said, actually, one of these posts right here, this is a rough sawn. That truly is a 4x4. So, you know what, let me zoom out here a little bit, because it might work a little bit better. But yeah, so anywho, this is what we had going on today. Now, I mentioned earlier when I was in the skid steer that we're kind of having, you know, a little bit of a mixed result. We've never really got to the opportunity to use the method with the chains, or I should say the chain as the plumb bob / depth gauge. However, it worked very well. The only downside that we have is none of our posts are very consistent as far as them being straight. Now, all the posts that we put in today, I got out of a bargain lot. Okay, so you basically you buy a bundle of building materials and you get what you get, right? So you pay a really inexpensive, cheap amount of money for basically a bundle of wood that was either a return or a rejection. So you kind of get what you pay for, right? So some of them look like a banana, some of them look like a snake, some of them are actually quite straight, except there might be some wane on it, or you know, a check mark that maybe went up into the 4x4 a little more than the customer would have liked, or something like that. So that's the kind of material that we're using, largely because, well, that's the kind of budget we have. You know, we don't make a whole lot of money doing, you know, what we do for a living, so we gotta kind of, you know, work with what we got. Anywho, yeah, so that's what we got accomplished today. You can see, you know, some of these are they're not really 100% in line. The base of all the posts where we put them on the mark on the ground, they're all dead perfectly in line. However, some of them, you know, like I said, hit old tree roots, deviated from the path a little bit. So tomorrow, which is going to be Sunday's video, I'm sorry, I meant to say Wednesday's video. This video is going to be tomorrow's video. So tomorrow when we come out here, I'm going to be bringing the excavator, and I'm going to be kind of down low on these posts. I'm going to be persuading them with the track of the excavator. I'm going to push the posts in the direction that we want them to be, so that they're more straight. Were they going to be perfect? No, because once the post gets pushed into the ground like that and it starts to deviate, you might get 50% of that crook out of the post, because otherwise, if you got it all the way out, it's going to be completely out of line with the whole rest of the row. So we're going to do the best we can, again, with what we have to work with, and we'll just keep on keeping on. You know, and one of the other things I wanted to mention, because I know it's coming, I definitely know it's coming, safety, right? Along the same subject line of we're using what we got and we're doing what we can with what we have. We don't like having the big boulders in the bucket on the machine. We don't like having it over loved ones' heads, let alone anybody's head, while we're trying to, you know, ram a spud bar in the ground and make a pilot hole and then put a post in. None of us like it, but that's what we have to work with. And you know, it's kind of, you know, how this country was built. You know, there was no high vis anything and no hard hats. It was just you know, just do it, man. You got to get it done. Would we like it to be safer? Yes, we would, but we just can't, you know, reach in our pocket and throw money at a problem, unfortunately. That would be nice, but that's just not the case, as I'm sure a lot of my subscribers and viewers are all in the same boat, and you all understand. However, I know that there is going to be some people that just plain old don't understand, and they might be saying things contrary to, you know, what I'm saying, and say things like, oh, you know, no matter what, you know, I don't care if I can't afford it, and I'm just gonna, you know, not do it because I can't afford the right equipment. Well, that's okay. That's your decision. I get it. That's fine. But some of us are willing to do what we got to do to get it done, and I'm proud to be of that group of people. Anywho, that's going to be the end of this video, and I wish I had some firewood stuff to do. There's plenty of subjects going on, kind of running in the background here about firewood, getting firewood, processing firewood. But you know, it's that time of year where the weather's kind of perfect for doing a whole lot of different things. I'm starting to get, you know, a little bit of, you know, my phone calls are coming in for hydrant repairs and fence repairs at other local farms and things like that. And I can't really step over $1, you know, to pick up a nickel. So that's kind of where I am right now. I apologize to all my firewood, my subscribers that, follow me based on firewood. But this is just rural life living, and these are the things we have going on. And I promised when I started the channel that I would bring everybody along, whoever was interested in being with me while I did these other tasks. And I'm going to stay online with that. So yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. I'm glad you guys came out here with me to hang out in the field and see what we got going on. If you like the content that you see here on the Mount Tammany Ridge channel, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and maybe share with some of your friends who might be interested in the same content, and leave some comments down below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.